Well, the former owner of KFMB Stations is sentenced to 6 weeks in federal prison. 57-year-old Elisabeth Kimmel was sentenced in a Boston courtroom today for her involvement in the college admission scandal.
In August, Kimmel pleaded guilty to paying $500,000 in bribes to get her kids into Georgetown and USC. News 8's Kelly Hessedal is live downtown with more on this plea deal and when Kimmel will begin her prison sentence. Kelly.
Yeah, and we don't know exactly where Elisabeth Kimmel will serve out that 6-week prison sentence, but we do know that she can spend the holidays with her family. She was ordered to self-surrender to the Bureau of Prisons next year on January 12th. Now, we do have some photos of Kimmel as she is going into the federal courthouse in Boston today, a much different looking Kimmel than we're used to seeing. She's in a wheelchair, dressed in a heavy coat. She's wearing a mask and sunglasses. This is the most recent image we've seen of her in months. Now, her defense attorneys have written in court documents about her being in poor health with a heart condition. In addition to the 6 weeks in prison, Kimmel was sentenced to 2 years of supervision, that is. The first year shall be on home detention. She must also pay a $250,000 fine and perform 500 hours of community service. Prosecutors say this is someone who came from a privileged upbringing, a net worth totaling hundreds of millions of dollars. They say, quote, she knew better, but she chose again and again to cheat and lie. You know, though some may think she's getting off easy, this sentence falls right in line with the same kind of sentence the other defendants in this case have received. Her defense attorneys have stated in court documents Kimmel, quote, accepts full responsibility with profound sadness and remorse for her conduct. Now, I talked to Jan Ronas. He is not connected to this case, but he is a longtime criminal defense attorney, and he says on top of what Kimmel was sentenced to, there's this.
You lose friends, you lose respect, you lose stature, and that's, you know, a punishment that people face across the board in criminal prosecutions. And sometimes that is the most compelling loss that I think a person can suffer, the loss of their reputation.
And Ronas says he hopes this sends a message to other parents that they can't simply buy their child's way into an elite school. Now, Kimmel is the 29th parent in this case to be sentenced in federal court. Kirsten and Carlo.
Okay, so this scandal made national headlines. What's the status of other cases? Is anybody going to trial?
There was at least one parent that was scheduled to go to trial next year, but that parent pled guilty today. So the vast majority of defendants in this case have all taken plea deals. The others in this case, some of the high-profile celebrities that we've all heard about, Lori Loughlin, as well as Felicity Huffman, they've already served out their prison sentences. We do know that one parent in this case was pardoned by President Trump.
This Varsity Blues saga coming to an end pretty soon here. Kelly Hessedal reporting live. Thanks, Kelly.